another show. Here we go, Cosmic Mind UV is where you need to be. In Zoom you see Cosmic Mind UV. Empress Star should take you far, no matter where you are. All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying, herself situated in the studio, you know what I mean? The next voice you'll hear is Empress Star, take you far no matter where you are, and I'll close out or whatever have you. And that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Um we this is let's see, polygyny, while the black community uh needs it, especially black women. You know what I'm saying? We gotta goddamn switch it up a little bit. So you know how we do. We're gonna cover this and a little of that. Some stuff is gonna be world stuff, conspiracy stuff, whatever. All right, all right. So we gonna see what Empress Star got to take you far on her notes or whatever she has, and like I said, I'll take it from there. All right, peace and abundance. Let me go share.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This Empress Star here to take you far. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, coming to hang out. What we gonna talk about tonight? We're gonna talk about polygyny versus monogamy. What's the what's the hype? What's the big hype about it? Let me know. I'll definitely like to know. Is there anyone on right now that's practicing polygyny? And what about my mono women? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. How do you feel about mono versus polygyny? Let's get a deep conversation going. First of all, what is polygyny? Hold on for a second. My mic is acting up. Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. Me, can you hear me? Okay, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so we're going to be talking about poly tonight. Poly versus mono, monogamy. So, what is polygyny? Polygyny is a specific form of polygamy. Here's the breakdown. Polygamy is the practice of having more than one spouse at the same time, which is a general term. Polygyny is when one man has multiple wives at the same time. And polyandry is the reverse. It's when one woman has multiple husbands. Tonight we're going to be talking about polygyny. That's when one man has multiple wives, and honestly, I think that's like the more common form. That's practiced, except for in those places where the men are just really outnumber the women. But right now, um, in the black community, we are like we're 2.5 women per one man. So just off that stat alone, um, personally, I feel that we should practice polygyny. Um, it'll cut down on um, broken homes, etc., etc. Anyway, let me jump right on in. So, like I was saying, polygyny is the practice of one man having multiple wives or long-term partners within a family or community structure. It has historically existed across Africa, and we practiced it before the whole colonization came into reality. Like I was saying, it's historically existed across Africa and indigenous nations, as well as many traditional societies, as a way to strengthen family units, to ensure survival, and build wealth. Today, many Africans and diaspora communities are reconsidering it as a potential solution to social and economic challenges. Excuse me, let me grab me a drink of my tea. So, why is the black community considering it now? One, because population and family structure. are imbalanced, and the Black community faces high incarceration rates, violence, and systematic obstacles that reduce the availability of eligible men. Polygyny can provide committed family structures where multiple women share resources, protection, and stability under one man instead of single parent households. So instead of all of the broken households, there'll be a family dynamic, a strong family dynamic where there's a masculine and feminine energies, where all three parties can teach the children, where they can see the love that's been being exchanged between the three, and see them working together, so they'll understand structure and stability. It'll cut down on a lot of unnecessary trauma, emotional trauma. Um, it'll cut down on broken homes, side pieces. Uh, it'll just stop the unnecessary cheating, and we can start building family and the community back up, and using the resources of everybody. You can pool your resources together, uh, and I'm not just talking about financial resources. It's mental, emotional, your skill sets, etc., etc. Just pull all that together, work together, and you know build your empire. It'll help strengthen the economy, and it helps with wealth building, because families practicing polygyny can pool incomes, businesses, property, and investments. Like I was saying, you can put the resources together to create stronger economic basis, and making it easier to buy land, build enterprises, and pass down generational wealth. So it's time to just start rethinking the Eurocentric relationship, because that's what a mono relationship is. It is been forced upon us through colonization. We were always communal, community livers, dwellers. You know, we lived together. We raised our families together. You know, we loved each other, and we built together, instead of just centering life in one household. Me and my four walls, um, not knowing or caring about your quote unquote neighbor. And we always says that it takes a village, and that saying is deep. It's not just a saying, and it takes a village, because it takes more than one person, more than two people, to help raise the children. Everyone needs a break. So if you have more than two people in the household, it could be like a rotation where everyone could get ample time, to regroup, because everyone needs to take time and space for themselves. It helps to restore the culture and spiritual restoration. It's cultural and spiritual restoration. Many African societies practice polygyny as a norm before colonization and Western religious influences. Returning to it can be seen as a form of cultural reclamation, aligning with African traditions and indigenous practices. Being in a poly relationship, it helps support for the black woman, because many black women excuse me, outnumber our black men, leading to limited marriage opportunities. So, like I was saying, the dating pool is really thin, especially with all other things that's going on. Is the men are really, it's hard picking a man of good caliber. You know, I'm not just talking about the man that has the bag. I'm talking a man that has character, has qualities that will help empower the family and build the family to raise nations. You know, I'm not talking about the ones that are just got the bag but not doing nothing with it, not trying to help build the family up, the family of structure. You know, any of that. I'm not talking about the ones that's focused on Big Booty Judy and all of those video vixen type chasers. No, I'm talking about the ones who are, you know, doing what they're supposed to do for their family, uh, building structures, setting structures in place so their family can grow, so they can help build empires to help break generational curses. I'm talking about the divine masculine that will work with the divine feminine so that there could be balance and structure, starting to rebuild the structure in the household. Polygyny provides options for women who desire family, children, and support instead of being left unmarried or in unstable relationships. Sister wives can share childcare, household duties, and emotional support, especially that emotional support. It's good to have a divine masculine, but um, although he does not, a lot of times he does not understand the depths of the emotions of the woman, the divine feminine, the divine feminine. So just being able to connect emotionally with that divine feminine, you know, that emotional support, you really can't beat it, especially if they're uh, healed and they're healing their trauma, and you guys are working together and you're building emotionally. It's nothing like having that energy to just exchange that emotional love. Yes. Nothing like it. And just like emotionally, I feel like just being able to have that along with that masculine energy is, it doesn't compare to nothing else, especially when it's balanced. We already know that issues are going to come up, whatever, but just having that balance, that love, that um masculine and that feminine, that polarity right there, and especially just being able to divide uh, the things that's going on in the household, you know, the things that's going on in the business, you know, just being able to delegate tasks is like nothing else. And like I was saying, this reduces broken families because of, instead of men secretly juggling multiple women, polygyny creates transparency and stability. And you know, coming out of mono relationships, our whole lives, or my whole life, I'll just speak for myself, or women who haven't practiced polygyny, but then they have a desire, um, because they see the benefits. Okay, let me. restate this. For all of the women coming out of a mono relationship, going into a poly relationship, you know, just dealing with one man and expecting that man to deal with you, how is that transition going to be coming out of a mono relationship into a poly relationship? Do you guys think it the jealousy will arise? Um, Let me know in the comments. But we're definitely gonna tap on that later because I think that because being taught that you're only supposed to have this one person and this one person is only supposed to have you, like with them being with another person, it could make unhealed trauma come up, or that could look like jealousy. So how, once again, how we'll talk about that later. How can you deal with that? What are ways that we could deal with that? Like I was saying, it reduces broken families. Children grow up in cooperative households where they see unity rather than an abandonment or fragmented families. So, I feel another reason why a lot of women are not moving in the direction of polygyny, when just statistically, this is the best move because we outnumber our men 2.5 to 1. So, because of what your family may say, your peers may say, you know, who cares what they say? If it's going to make you and your family, your dynamic better, it's going to help build community. It's going to help you build your business that you want to build, because now you have the chance, that extra time, because the task will be delegated, where you can pick up the extra classes if that's what you need to do, or you can work on your craft. um, it's so many reasons to choose poly, and so many reasons to say, who cares what you think? This is my life, so I can live the way I want to live. We have to stop caring what people think. That's a lot of times that's what's got you where you are now. And how has the mono relationships worked out? They end up in deception. If it was a poly relationship, everything would have been open right there on the table, and no deception would have taken place. You know, so it's time for us to start being more transparent, and it's time for us to really open up our minds and get out of the mindset of he is just for me. He is here to help growth and development, and vice versa. I'm not just saying that he's here to build up. We're here to build each other up. And the way that it's going in the mono relationships, clearly that hasn't been happening. So why don't we start to shift our mindset to what worked with our ancestors? I'm talking about the ancestors before they got shipped over here, before the whole colonization BS, when it was normal, it was natural. It was natural, So, what are some of the challenges and considerations? I was talking about the emotional stuff, emotional readiness. Not everyone is mentally or spiritually prepared for polygyny because of jealousy or ego struggles. Fairness and responsibility. Men must be capable providers and leaders, not exploitive or irresponsible. So, yeah, they shouldn't just be getting in it just for the thrills of the bedroom. because being in a poly relationship is way more than just intercourse or what have you. It's about growth, development, building your empire, um, helping with the star seeds. It's about all of that. It's about building community. It's about resources, put resources together. Excuse me. One issue, some people may say, well, how would you have more than one wife? That's illegal, right? Um, well, honestly, if you really break down how you get married, it's illegal to get married. You say you're not supposed to mix the state and some other stuff, but it's like the church stuff and some other stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's really illegal to get married, but that's neither here nor there. So, honestly, you can get married at the notary public. All you have to do is write down the contract and go get it signed, and now you're married. It's a binding legal document. Anyway, many communities must just structure it carefully to avoid the state interference. Like I just said, um, there's always a loophole. The issue is using your brain to find it. So, polygyny, if practiced with honesty, discipline, and community values, could offer the Black community a way to build family units, strengthen economic foundations, reclaim cultural traditions, and provide stability for women and children. We all know it's not for everyone. However, as a strategic family model, it offers an alternative to the cycles of broken homes, economic struggle, and disconnection from African heritage. So it's vital for Black women to practice this because in many regions, Black women significantly outnumber men with high rates of incarceration. I already talked about that. It offers us more access to marriage, family, and children with strong partners rather than competing for the same few men. It provides an alternative to being single mothers or remaining unmarried. Women can still have children in a stable environment with resources, fatherly involvement, and community backing. It also helps ensure children grow up with both parents present, even if shared across households. Sister wives can combine income, skills, and household responsibilities. I'm just giving a recap of everything that I talked about. So instead of struggling alone, Black women benefit from shared childcare, cooking, and financial duties. This creates time and opportunity for us to pursue education, our businesses, hone in on our talents, our gifts, the things that we love, and just find out who we are. Get that extra self care routine in, etc., etc. Healthy polygyny fosters cooperation rather than competition between women. Like I was talking about earlier, that emotional bond that you have with your sister wife, it will be like none other, especially when it's healthy, no jealousy. You work through those issues and just build and love on one another. Sister wives can act as allies, building networks of support that reduce stress and isolation. This mirrors African traditions where women work together to raise families and sustain communities. Sounds good to me. Polygyny reclaims African traditions that were suppressed through colonization and Western values. For us women, practicing polygyny can be an act of cultural liberation, embracing indigenous family models that prioritize community survival over Western individualism. So it's like we're working together instead of it's about me and my four walls. You know, if it doesn't have anything to do with me and mine, then I don't care. It brings you out of that mindset, and you start to work together and build and see what community and growth is actually about. um, the reduction of exploitation. Many women today unknowingly share men in secret because of infidelity or just side relationships. Polygyny makes relationships transparent and structured because that's all cheating is unstructured polygyny. Um, like I was saying, it makes it transparent and structured, turning secrecy into honesty. This shifts women from being hidden or devalued to being recognized partners in a family, working together, building together, helping self-esteem instead of taking it away because she's on the side or the outside looking in instead of everybody just coming together and working together. Because honestly, think about it. If two women are dating a guy and they've been dating this guy for years, what is the probability of them leaving him alone? Probably none. So instead of one person or the women getting into it, because we all know how that drama unfolds all the time, every time they see each other, just having hate and disgust for one another, why don't come together and turn that hate into love? Like before you even get that bad, just be honest. Like, hey, I want this, and I want this because of this, and it will work because of this. And try it instead of hooping and hollering and fighting over something that's not even yours. Let's say he stopped messing with her, and then what's he gonna do? Is he gonna find another woman? And then the cycle is just gonna continue. And are you gonna leave that man? No. So why wouldn't you even start to think about, hey, you're a serial cheater. So how about we find someone that we both like, that we can build and we can grow with, and it'll be positive instead of every time you go out the house, I feel like you're about to be doing something. That's stress on you, mental. That's that's mental prison because like you have chains on your mind. You can't break free. It's time to break free. Nice catch. um like I was saying, it's strength in numbers. A poly household allows women to avoid being stretched too thin as sole providers and caretakers. That part. Let me say that again. A poly relationship, it will help the woman in the household to avoid being stretched so thin as the sole provider and caretaker. Not to mention all the other things that you have to do for self. So just having that extra hand or hands, It plays a big part. It really does. So instead of the strong black woman carrying the entire household all by herself, um, I mean, you know, the man is there, but you understand what I'm saying. We gain a collective strength through shared responsibility. So poly is vital because it expands family opportunities despite demographic challenges. It offers economic and emotional support. It restores cultural heritage and it creates stability for children. It also replaces hidden competition with sisterhood. It is not a system of oppression when practiced correctly. It is a strategy of survival, empowerment, and cultural healing. So, in a healthy poly relationship, especially one rooted in knowledge of self, African tradition, or holistic living, an extra wife will bring more than just herself. She should add value to the family unit, community vision, and legacy. So, she should have a grounded identity, meaning she should have self awareness, understanding of her heritage, purpose, and divine feminine role. She should have a respect for culture, alignment with African centered values, spirituality, and principles like Mayat, which is truth, balance, order, and reciprocity. And not to mention that healing energy, which is the ability to bring peace, harmony, and balance rather than conflict or jealousy. They should have a health conscious living, which brings knowledge of natural foods, herbs, and fasting, as well as holistic healing, care for children and family wellness. She contributes to keeping the household strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. She protects her womb, she honors her fertility, and bring healthy practices into the family. Every wife in a poly household should add something unique. An extra wife could bring economic skills such as business, finance, entrepreneurship, trade, or investment knowledge. Domestic balance such as childcare, cooking, organizing, or household management. Creative and our educational skills such as teaching, homeschooling, artistic, or cultural knowledge to enrich the family, as well as healing arts such as massage, herbal medicine, a doula, yoga, meditation, or other holistic practices. She should have a willingness to build with other wives, not compete. A sister wife support system is sharing childcare, homemaking, and emotional support. It's a team mindset, seeing the family as a village unit, not just a romantic arrangement. Yeah, it's about building, not just banging. There has to be a commitment to growth, aligning with the family's long term goals, such as land ownership, homeschooling, economic power, or cultural revival. There needs to be a generational mindset, which is the willingness to raise children with consciousness, discipline, and love for their heritage. There has to be a contribution to legacy, whether through career, skills, or cultural teaching. She should help. elevate the family name and purpose. So, an extra wife in a holistic poly relationship should bring inner wholeness, which is knowledge of self, holistic wellness practices, unique skills and resources, sisterhood and cooperation, commitment to legacy building. This way, she doesn't just join a marriage, she becomes part of a tribe, a nation building unit, contributing to the upliftment of the Black family and community. So, polygyny, when practiced with honesty, cultural grounding, and discipline, offers the Black community a powerful solution to some of its most pressing challenges today. It addresses the imbalance between melanated men and women due to incarceration, violence, and systematic oppression. It helps rebuild the family unit. It reduces broken homes and creates larger, more stable households. It reconnects melanated people with ancestral traditions rooted in Africa, reversing the cultural losses of colonization. So, an extra wife should bring more than just her presence. She should contribute knowledge, skills, holistic health practices, and cultural wisdom. Each wife adds value to the family, making the unit stronger, healthier, and more capable of nation building. So, polygyny is not just about lust, competition, or control. It's about survival, restoration, and empowerment if practiced with knowledge of self, fairness, and the shared vision. It can heal broken families, empower women with sisterhood and support, build economic independence, restore cultural tradition, foundation for generational wealth and community strength. So, in short, poly can be a blueprint for us melanated, Black, Indigenous, copper tone people. It can be liberation and legacy when rooted in love, discipline, and purpose. So, how do you navigate through jealousy in poly relationship? So, first of all, we all know that jealousy is natural. It doesn't automatically mean something is wrong with you or your partner or the connection. It, it's often a signal pointing toward an unmet need, some fear, or boundaries that need attention. Here's how to navigate through it. Acknowledge the feeling, don't suppress it. Jealousy is usually just a mix of emotions: fear of loss, insecurity, comparison, or unmet needs. So instead of pushing it away, try saying, I feel jealous, and that's okay. What's this emotion trying to teach me? You know, reflect on the root. Ask yourself, am I afraid of being replaced or abandoned? Do I feel less important, valued, or seen? Am I comparing myself to my partner's other partners? Ask yourself, try to find out the root problem of where the jealousy is stemming from. Talk to your partners, let your partner know. Let your partner know exactly how you're feeling. So you can talk about it. So you guys can stay ahead of the problem, ahead of the jealousy before it gets out of control. And honestly, it probably could be something that's nipped right in the bud right then. probably just a misunderstanding. So it's better to talk about it, acknowledge it, and don't suppress it. Ask yourself, are you afraid of being replaced or abandoned? Do you feel less important, valued, or seen? Or are you comparing yourself to your partner, your partner's other partners? And if so, why? Because clearly he loved you for some reason, he loved her for some reason. Just like you love him for some reason and you love her for some reason. You know, every entity in the relationship is unique. So it's different levels of love for each person, you know. So make sure there's communication with compassion. Share your feelings without blame instead of you make me jealous when you with them. Try when I see you spend time with them, I notice I feel insecure and I need reassurance of my place with you. Encourage your partners to do the same. And then also, you have to ask yourself, why are you feeling insecure? Is time being delegated equally? Do you feel like he's spending more time with her versus you? And if you feel that way, let that be known, instead of just not using your words and just boiling over and not being not using your emotional intelligence when it comes to this. If since you decide to be in a poly relationship, you have to step it up a notch. You have to be able to voice what is going on with you so that the relationship can work. And honestly, that's with every relationship. But since this is new to a lot of us, we have to really put the energy and effort to not be jealous, because that's easy, because we've been trained to be in monogamous relationships. So the attention is just supposed to be me and mine. So if you see that attention shared with someone else, that jealousy may spark up. That little green, little green little face. I don't know what happened. Is technical difficulties. You know what? You know what happened when a good message be getting out there. They always got to try to shut it down. This is still going to get out because we are waking up, and it's time for us to actually put something in place that's going to help build the community back up. And this is going to help. It's not only going to help us as women having our sister wives and building that emotional foundation with one another. When we become strong with each other, that's inside of us, we're going to give that to our king and our children, and it's just going to radiate. It's like a domino effect, and love is the answer for everything. If if you do everything with love, I'm not talking about just like this love and light. I'm talking about like if you work from a place of love, like all your projects will work because it's pure. I'm not talking about, oh, I love you. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the deeper level, like breaking down, healing together, and that emotional bond that can't be broken. Once you start building from that place, that foundation, that strong foundation, then nothing can come in between you and your family, your community. You know, that rock. We all need that rock, and it has to start inward in the house first. We all keep on saying, let's build, let's build, let's build, let's build. First, we need to work on building ourselves. We need to work on building the small community, which is the house, and then start to work outside of that. You know, we don't even have enough trust to just start working. We can't even have a decent conversation, and just come to a simple agreement. It's so hard for us to work together. And how can we start to work together? I feel like poly is the answer, because once we start to trust one another, once we start trusting one another in that small area, and we start to feel the love, and the love start to branch out, we start to heal our generations. We start to heal the trauma, the that's it, that we've been subjugated to. Like all of that, we get to see the world start to change in front of our eyes once we really just put the energy and effort into ourselves, into repairing the bull crap that we've been through for so many generations, for so many hundreds of years. We can see the change. They say it's time to go to the fifth dimension. Once we heal the fifth dimension, is already here. We just have to raise the vibration to see the fifth dimension, for the fifth dimension to be revealed to us. And honestly, this is what this is going to do, because we're going to start to see and feel what unconditional love is. you know um just being able to be in a relationship where you can be open and honest, where the man can be open and honest about his desires to want to have more than one wife. Excuse me. And I'm talking about polygyny. And of course, there are different forms of poly out there. And to each his own. That's not my desire. My desire is to have a divine feminine and a divine masculine. You know, I feel like that polarity, e- especially when it's healed, it's you can't beat it. You got that masculine energy, and then you have the balance of that feminine energy, and then that energy gets delegated. Not to mention your energy, that energy gets delegated, and when the energy comes together, it is business oriented, physically oriented, mentally oriented, emotionally, spiritually, etc., 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 etc. Like the list goes on. Not to mention, um, let's see, if you have daughters, the daughters see the genuine love that the sister wives have, and they learn how to love on their sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like their sisters at school, their sisters out in public. They see how to give compliments. You know, they see that it's not just a competition. We need to build security and reassurance by creating rituals of reassurance like check ins, love notes, or intentional time together, or whatever unique thing that you guys come up with. You can put that in place, you know, just to help build security in a relationship. Sometimes we all need a little reassurance. Just don't be petty with it. Like, why do I have to tell you every day? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you that insecure, it's you really need to go deep inside and figure out why. Because clearly, if this person chose to be with you, then he or she wants you. So accept that he or she wants you, and don't bring unnecessary drama into the relationship because you feel you need the reassurance that he or she wants you. I feel like the reassurance is I'm sitting here and we're building together. The finances, the ins and outs of everything that's going on. That should be enough reassurance. We're building and growing together. I'm open and honest and transparent. Unless it's just some extra things that you may feel like you need in a relationship so that you don't feel that way. You need to let that person know instead of just like throwing tantrums. Be be able to communicate effectively. And that doesn't mean shut down. Sometimes you may have to shut down so that you can get your thoughts together, but just to shut down and keep the ignition off, that's going to cause more problems in a relationship than not. So it's better to just be open, and if you need a little more attention, just don't. I feel like just being excessive and causing unnecessary drama. That's the point that I'm trying to make, because everyone has a right to feel a way. But I feel like if you just bring in unnecessary drama into the relationship, then you're hindering the relationship instead of helping the relationship grow. For example, let me just give a small example. Let's say you may feel like he showed her more attention um, between the hours of 1 to 5. And so you've been noticing this and you haven't said anything, just getting a little irritated. And let's say you still don't deal with it. So now, instead of you dealing with it, just being able to communicate, let's say you're like, you know what, I'm upset. It's 1 to 5. I'm going to go to the store and get me a drink. So you go get you a drink, and it kind of starts to be a habit that you get a drink. You get a drink. This third or fourth time you get a drink, you go in, you're a little tipsy now. Now you come at them argumentatively. You know, you show her all this time affection during these hours, and I feel like you should be showing me some, and curse, yeah, 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 yeah. Instead of when you started to notice that and you started to feel it fester up in your heart, you felt the green monster trying to poke a jealousy trying to poke his head out. Instead of you going to your partners like, hey, it may not be like this, but I'm feeling this way because I feel like you're, you know, showing her too much attention during these hours. And let's say during those hours, you like bog down with things to do. And the real issue is that it's not that he's showing her attention. The real issue is you need them to help you with some of these tasks that need to be delegated out. So a simple conversation would have stopped that right there, and you would have got to the root cause, the root problem. The root of the issue is y'all over here kicking it while I'm over here doing all this work. Give me a little help. Then you could go and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just talk. Open communication. That's the key to all relationships. Especially if you especially since you are deciding to get into a poly relationship. So establish agreements that help everyone feel safe. Make sure you give advance notice of special dates that might be coming up that you may need one partner or the other partner to go into, so it just don't be sprung up and you're gonna, it could cause unnecessary drama. And make sure you make time for affirmations of love. Emotionally, that helps. It takes the relationship a long way. It strengthens self-love and independence. Jealousy shrinks when your sense of self-worth grows. Invest in your passions, friendships, and healing work. Affirm yourself. I am whole, I am valuable, regardless of who my partner loves. Right. You have to love yourself. And that's just period. If you're single, if you're in a poly relationship, if you're in a mono relationship, you need to love yourself before you can love anyone else. Anyway. So, affirm to yourself. Start doing some mind chants. I am whole and I am valuable, regardless of who my partner loves. Because, first of all, we are supposed to just love naturally anyway. So, naturally, your partner is supposed to just love people. Naturally, we love, but we've been taught to hate. So, once we get back to that, you're going to be jealous because your partner is showing love, and showing love is just being great, doing things, giving food to the homeless. That's showing love. Acts of kindness, different things like that. You can't stifle out a person energy if they're trying to give love. That's the best seed to sow. Excuse me. All right, so reframe jealousy into compersion. And compersion, compersion, that is the joy in seeing your partner happy with someone else. Why? Because first you chose to be in a poly relationship. So if he's happy with her, no, let me start over. All right, so let's say you and her go out on a date and you had a great time and everyone's feeling wonderful, and now 2 days from now it's his turn to go on a date, and you feeling a little jealous. They come in laughing and joking, and You a little quiet. Like you wasn't quiet when you came in the other night, laughing and joking and having fun. So why is it okay for you to be in a happy, healthy, healed relationship, but not your partner, and it's the same person? That's not fair. A little mental illness, if you ask me, because how you gonna get mad at him doing the same thing that you just did? Mm, that's where compersion comes into play. Is the joy of seeing your spouse happy with someone else, and that's just not even that could be just with a friend, just a regular friend. Compersion, seeing your spouse happy with someone else, because a lot of times um, people get jealous just because someone else can make their partner feel joy, or crack a smile or something. We supposed to be in that state when you're, excuse me, when you're healed. You know that it's okay for another person to make your person laugh. You know that it's okay when you're not living from a place of jealousy. You know, even if somebody flirt, you should have enough confidence in your person and your people to know, okay, you look good. They supposed to flirt, right? Oh man. So let me know in the comments what you think. How does it make you feel if somebody flirt with your man or woman? Does it make you smile because, like, yeah, that's mine, I know you want some? Or does it make you like, what you looking at? Like, hurry up and get through doing what you're doing so we can go. Like, where are you? What stance do you take on that? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And once again, you are with Empress Star. I'm here to take you far. I hope you're enjoying this time and space with me, because I'm definitely enjoying it. All right. So, like I was saying, it doesn't come instantly, but practicing gratitude for your partner's happiness can transform the energy of jealousy into something softer and even healing. See jealousy as an energy asking for alchemy. I'm sorry, let me get another drink. So don't forget to say, all right, this is Empress Star, And I like to say gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for the time and space you hanging out with me. I like to say don't forget to come hang out with me tomorrow in the Rising, 11 o'clock a.m. We're going to be talking about womb health and diet and a couple more things. Um, how the diet is really affecting our bodies. And yeah, I got a nice show planned out for us. So don't forget to come hang out with me. Sacred Space with Empress Star. I'm here to take you far. And we really need to start healing our wombs, ladies. So come on out. I want us to do like we can start off with a 7-day sacred womb healing. Just loving on our womb and just start putting stuff into place. Heal the womb, heal the generation, heal the bloodlines, heal the community, heal the family. All right, we get into this poly relationship. Let's start healing ourselves before we link up with each other. I know we already been healing each other. Healing. Let's heal together. Why not? Let's do it, ladies. Let's do it. And I'm still looking for ladies to come on and hang out with me on Sacred Space. We could do a couple interviews. Let me know exactly what you got going on. Plug your business. Space. And yeah, come on, come on, come on, come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. Come on. All right, let's jump right back on in. So it strengthens self love and independence. Jealousy shrinks when your sense of self worth grows. You get to invest in your passions, your different friendships, and you get to do your healing work. It doesn't come instantly, but practicing gratitude for your partner's happiness, once again, like I said, it transforms the energy of jealousy into something softer and healing. It's time for us to heal from that jealousy crap. Like, for real. See jealousy as an energy asking for alchemy. Jealousy is just the energy that needs to be changed, basically. You can do that by journaling, meditating, or doing a ritual like burning bay leaves with your fears written on them and release it. That helps to release it. Call on your ancestors or spirit guides for guidance in moments when ego and fear want to take the lead. So, what's the difference between modern polygyny and I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Cosmic Minds, do you have anything to add to this? All right. So, hmm. Anything else? Let me see if any comments came through. Okay. Okay. Let me check. Let me check. All right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Come on, come on. We need them subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All you have to do is press the button. We appreciate you for spending your time with us. Yes, your space. All right. So, oh. So we remember that love and union takes many forms. Polygyny is not just about numbers. It's about responsibility, harmony, and divine balance of masculine and feminine energies. For our melanated communities, it is a reminder of our ancestral ways when family was seen as an expansion of legacy, wealth, and protection. But no matter the structure, whether monogamy, polygyny, or polyamory, the truth remains love cannot thrive without truth, respect, and balance. It is not the form that makes a relationship sacred, but the spirit we pour into it. So let us carry this knowing sacred love is about building, not breaking, healing, not harming, and honoring, not hiding. When we move with that intention, every relationship becomes a reflection of divine order. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. To wrap this up, I'm going to give you one mind check and I'm going to pass it on to Cosmic Minds. I honor love and its sacred forms. I release fear and invite harmony. I choose balance, truth, and respect. Love multiplies, and so does legacy. Once again, I honor love in sacred forms. I release fear and invite harmony. I choose balance, truth, and respect. Love multiplies, and so does legacy. Thank you once again. This is Empress Star signing off.
All I know is God. Damn, Summer Jam is. I guarantee you that's a Summer Slam right there. I mean, what more? Hey, what the song say? What more can I say? And man, check it out. Gratitude for Empress Star taking you far no matter where you are. We got Sacred Space coming. Hey, it's gonna be all in your face, ladies. Like she said, she need hosts, guests, people that want to come through some collaboration for the nation. It's for the feminine energy only. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go over there, elevate. And so yeah. Gratitude for the participation. Gratitude for the people that came through. Gratitude for the subscribers thus far. Help us get to 500. You know what I'm saying? Push that subscribe button. Refer people to the page. Share the page with people. Recommend some topics or whatever have you, man. We'll do some topics or whatever have you, or some collaborative topics. So, all right, peace and abundance. Hope all is well. And guess what? Cosmic Mind UV.